I love having guests in the studio on Mid-Mornings with Amy, so I want to welcome Elizabeth Burton this morning. She is the Director of Business Development and Public Relations at the Center for Rural Development. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. So great to be here.
Thank you for coming. You don't live very far from here, so you didn't have a bad trip into our studios this morning.
Easy trip. Just made about a 5-minute drive down the road, and here I am.
Well, let's talk about the Center for Rural Development. You all do so much there, and we could probably take up an entire Mid-Mornings with Amy talking about all that you do at the center, but it's been in Somerset since 1996, so just tell everyone who might not be really familiar with who you are and what you do, what it is that you do, and you all call yourselves, at least on your website, somewhat of a regional hub for economic development sustainability, and you do so much with that. So just talk about some things you all have going on at the center.
Oh, I would love to. And I appreciate the opportunity to talk about the great things happening at the center because there is really so much going on all the time. And we are very fortunate in southern and eastern Kentucky to have a place like the center that has a ton of resources that people can access. We are a nonprofit organization, and we really strive to raise the economic well-being as well as leadership to empower our communities to really rise above and create a better way of living than maybe they currently have right now. The economic development piece is one component of that, but we do a lot at the center that really ties into that and even goes beyond that. We have a lot of youth programs where, like Rogers Scholars and Rogers Explorers, these are free programs that are available to our youth to really help them develop their leadership skills and create opportunities for them so that when they become young adults, that they don't have to leave Kentucky to find opportunities, that they can come back home and find opportunities and build opportunities themselves. So youth is a really huge component of the center. We also focus on other leadership capabilities like entrepreneurship. We do a lot of programs in cooperation with Eastern Kentucky University, for example, that really focus on building the entrepreneurial skills of people in Kentucky, particularly in southern and eastern Kentucky. We also have many cultural events, and one of the great things about having a place like the center in Somerset is that we have venues here that normally people would have to drive great distances to see. So if you're looking for world-class entertainment, we bring in a variety of shows through the center on a monthly basis that include shows for children. We have primetime shows that really focus on providing educational entertainment for kids, but then we also have concerts. We recently had Ralph Stanley, for example, at the Center for Rural Development. He's a legend in bluegrass, and those are the kinds of high-caliber entertainments that we can bring to folks in this region so that they don't have to travel long distances to have those kind of opportunities. We also do a lot around, as you said, community and economic development. And one of the things that I wanted to mention is we participate with a lot of other organizations to try to improve the economic status of our communities. And one thing that we're doing right now, just as an example, is participating in the SOAR Summit that's being held in Pikeville on December 9th. And this is a summit that's been convened by Governor Beshear and Congressman Hal Rogers to really take a look at some of the issues that Appalachian region has been struggling with for some time, like unemployment, lack of educational attainment, really things that have become quite generational. And we're going to be looking at things like what can we do in terms of job creation or tourism to really raise the status, and particularly in light of the stunning loss of coal mining jobs in the region as well.
You talk about your region, your community, your territory. There are a lot of things that the center does that's statewide and I suppose even nationwide, but you do have a focused territory, a focused community of eastern and southern Kentucky.
That's right. We really focus on a 45-county area, but you raise a good point. Although we do have that focus area and that is our primary mission, the center really strives to be a national model for rural development, and we do have a lot of national programs that we house right inside the center. programs that focus on public safety, for example. We've got the Rural Domestic Preparedness Consortium that's housed right there. It's a national program, and they train first responders all across the nation on how to respond to emergencies and be equipped to respond to natural disasters and other emergencies. So we have a lot of programs that are national as well. So, what we do extends beyond our region, beyond the state, and you're absolutely correct, to the national level.
You have a very informative website at the center, so I would encourage anyone who wants to know more about what you do and how you can help them to visit you at centertech.com. And according to your website, you have something called Your Center of Learning. And when we come back, I want to talk about Your Center of Learning and some of the classes and programs and seminars that you have coming up that people may really be able to benefit from if they know what's happening. We're talking with Elizabeth Burton this morning. She's the Director of Business Development and Public Relations at the Center for Rural Development. Happy Tuesday, and we're going to get you back to a little Christmas music on Mid-Morning. We're talking with Elizabeth Burton this morning. She is the Director of Business Development and Public Relations at the Center for Rural Development. This is your first time on Mid-Mornings with Amy, so thank you so much for stopping by to see us. Let's talk about Your Center of Learning. The Center for Rural Development does a lot of things for a lot of people in our area, but the Center of Learning is something that people may not know about, and you all have workshops and seminars that can really benefit people. So talk about some of the things you have coming up with Your Center of Learning.
Absolutely. There is so much that we do at the center to, again, try to provide educational opportunities as well as professional development opportunities for the communities that we serve. We've got some great things that are coming up, and if I can give you a couple of examples, one is the Grant Writing 101 class that we've got coming up, and the Grant Writing 101 class really is targeted to any organization that is looking at procuring grant funding to help support their programs and operations. And in these tough economic times, that's really more important than it's ever been before. And a lot of organizations that may have not used grant funding in the past are now having to turn to trying to find grant funding. And this course is really designed to provide anyone with the tools they need to go out and find grant funding for their programs and services, and then be successful in application for grant funding. We have a veteran grant writer, Diana Anderson, is going to be the instructor for this course that's happening on December the 10th. And the other great thing about this course is if you are in education, it has been approved for continuing education for 6 hours. And so if you're going to have to get your continuing education anyway, what better way to do it than to come out to the center and take advantage of a grant writing course that could help benefit your school in a multitude of ways. The other thing that we've got going on that's coming up that I want to talk about that's really cool is the Kentucky Master Bartending Program. And this is a program that was created really in response to the demand for professionally trained bartenders in our area. And also, again, really, it's a way for the center to provide opportunities to people that may be looking for employment and looking for a professional career in the entertainment and hospitality industry. This program will provide all that you need in just 4 short weeks to get up and running as a master bartender. And it's open to anyone. So if you live, in southern and eastern Kentucky, of course, this is available to you, but you don't even have to live in southern and eastern Kentucky. If you're in northern Kentucky or western Kentucky, you can still come down and take this course. And it's going to be offered every month on a rotating basis. So the first class is coming up in January. Now's the time to get enrolled. You can go to centertech.com. It's on our homepage, and you'll see it right there on the homepage, and you can click on that and register right away. The other thing about this course is it's half the cost that other courses are in the state. So, if you've even looked at some of the other things out there, they typically run between $700 to $1,000, and this one's right at $385, which is a huge savings for a lot of people that are looking to take this. And then on the back end, you can get your certification from the state of Kentucky also as part of this course. So if you're going to have to get your server training, which you will need to do if you're planning to serve beverages as part of your career, you can do that in conjunction with this program. So we're bringing it all to you right here at the center. So those are two of the programs that we've got going on, but we have many others that we have on an ongoing basis related to marketing or strategic planning for organizations or Microsoft Office skills. We also do a lot of events. So in addition to training, we do a lot of events that really focus on things like technology. That is one of our big focus areas at the center. We believe that technology is one of the avenues that can be utilized to really raise communities and improve their quality of life, and technology is rapidly changing. So one of the things that we are really striving to do at the center is bring technology events to Somerset. We just finished one in cooperation with NetGain Technologies and HP that talked about how the managed services industry is really changing the way businesses operate, and how businesses in our 45-county region can use the tools that we presented at that session to really understand how they can expand businesses and grow their businesses and be more profitable. So that's just a little summary of some of the things that we offer. But again, I invite everyone to visit our website at centertech.com, because you can access our full calendar of events right there from the homepage.
What is the best way for people to get in contact with you and keep in contact with you so that they can know what's coming up, when they need to register, how much courses are, when theater shows are coming to town? Is it your website? Do you have a Facebook page?
We do have a Facebook page, and you can actually find us at Center Tech in our Facebook page. And we also, directly from our website, centertech.com is a wonderful website because everything's right there on the homepage. So you can sign up for our email list there. You can sign up on our Facebook page and like us on Facebook page from our homepage. We also have a LinkedIn page, and we have a Twitter account. You can do all of that from our homepage. So if you're not interested in shopping around the various sites, just go to our homepage, access it directly from there, and you can stay informed of everything that we've got going on.
Let's talk about Rogers Scholars again for just a moment, because that is a program that you all have that can literally change young people's lives, because you are giving them an opportunity. They're earning an opportunity to go to college with a scholarship. And is the submission deadline for that coming up?
It's coming up next year, early in January. The application deadline is actually January 31st. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because this is a week-long program that's designed for rising juniors. And we select students from our 45 county service area, and participants of the program are then eligible for 17 different college and university scholarships. So again, it's all about educational attainment. It's about creating the leaders of the future for our communities, so that they don't have to leave to find employment later in life, and so that they come back and inspire others in their communities also to do what they've done. But it's a free program. And again, it's something that we really take pride in, because we've seen hundreds of our young kids go through this program and go on to do some great things. And they still, to this day, come back and participate in the center fundraisers. They participate in these programs as volunteers. So there's a lot of things that we do. One of the things I wanted to mention really quickly is that we had our first annual 5K Dollars for Scholars this past year, and we will be having another one next year. So please, keep in touch with us through the various mechanisms that we talked about earlier, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or centertech.com, because we'll be having that again, and that is a huge fundraiser for our Rogers Scholars program, and it's just really important that we provide that opportunity.
Most people who live here in Somerset and in Pulaski County know where the center is, stoplight 15 on Highway 27. It's hard to miss the building, but we want to make sure people know what's inside and how you all can help them and what you can do for our region. We're talking with Elizabeth Burton, Director of Business Development and Public Relations at the center. And when we come back, we'll wrap up with Elizabeth and tell you some other things happening in our community.